Ellen McCauley. I'm at Pray It Off in Syracuse, New York, in the first Thursday in December. Wow, that went fast. September, October, November, December. And you know, one of the things that we talk about in this group a lot are our feelings, or what makes us want to overeat, what makes us not always as healthy as we can be. And I read and reread this little blurb, if you will, from an American theologian, Reinhold Niebuhr. And it just really got to me the more I read it. Nothing that is worth doing can be achieved in our lifetime. When you really think about it, we just keep going, every day we do the best we can, and we're saved by hope. We hope our children have even better lives than we do. We hope that some of the work we did may be left behind and people will build on it. Nothing which is true or beautiful or good makes complete sense in any immediate context of history. Therefore, we must be saved by faith. And when you think about it, there's such division of people who have one belief versus another belief. And we have to hold fast to our beliefs. And we have to say, maybe it's not popular right now, but I'm going to hold on to that through faith. Nothing we do, however virtuous, can be accomplished alone. Therefore, we must be saved by love. And as I said, my head wasn't in a good place when I started session 26. And I just felt depressed and anxious again. Some of those same feelings I felt back in 2008 when I started the group had crept back due to not having the weekly meetings, not having my support. This is my 12 steps. This is my Alcoholics Anonymous and Gamblers Anonymous, and all those Anonymouses rolled into one, and I didn't have that. Neither did the group. And yet I feel like I've been saved by love, because I just feel closer to the people in this group. I feel the journey that we're going on together, because each of us struggles with the same issues and the same challenges, and I just feel blessed, and I'm just saved by hope, faith, and love. And one person, the night I did the cornucopia, the potpourri of topics, said, Ellen, I really like that. I kind of like that whole potpourri of topics. And I have a few potpourri of topics tonight, too. And the first one I want to talk about is these myths that keep you from finding happiness. Because I felt like happiness was very elusive. And like I couldn't be happy as long as there was a pandemic. And I couldn't be happy as long as we weren't having prayer enough. And I couldn't be happy when I couldn't see all my family and friends. And this is a very interesting, very short article that I ask you to read in its entirety. Because at the holidays, we assume that everyone's happy, don't we? Oh, it's Christmas, everyone's happy. Christmas is one of the most depressive holidays ever. People get upset when they're grown up. This is the first Christmas that we will not have a kid on Christmas morning in 45 years. I'm sorry, I'm exaggerating, 41 years. So I just rounded it up, 41 years. And I could burst into tears right now. They have their lives. My son was there for Thanksgiving, and he's going to Texas with his girlfriend. But anyway, I am not taking it very well. I mean, I acted like it was, oh, that's great, okay, I understand. And I'm like the Bob, I'm like, oh, what? I said, we're not having a tree, we're not decorating, we're not doing nothing. Forget it. We won't even have Christmas this year. And then I sucked it up, we talked, and we're going to have the best Christmas ever. We're just going to have new traditions and new things. But when things change, it's like, is your happiness going with it? If you lose a spouse or lose someone that you love, things change. So we have to find a happiness that isn't contingent on circumstances. And that happiness only comes from a faith that's greater than us. a faith that there is something else. There is eternal life. There is something better than this. And I just want to go over a couple of these. There's something wrong with me if I'm not happy all the time. True happiness is more of an inner peace thing. It's like, okay, I'm going through a rough time right now, but I still have my faith. I still know that God is with me. He's here holding my hand. That kind of peace gets you through that turmoil. We're not going to be jumping for joy every second. We're not going to be laughing and singing and having a party every second, but we can still have that peace of Christ in our hearts. And I like this next one. If I have a lot of money, I'll be happy. Doesn't everyone think that? Read the paper, watch Entertainment Tonight, and you'll see those people. I'm like, oh my gosh. They're kabillionaires, and they're committing suicide or getting divorced or having this trouble, that trouble. And I love this. It says, anything over $75,000 a year, it doesn't matter. Those people like who make 100, 200, 300, a million, a billion, they're no happier. And you know, I remember when we were growing up, we were the poorest family on the street. And I had more friends than anybody, and people would want to hang out with me because we had fun. We laughed. It didn't matter that my father didn't own a business. None of those things mattered. I have to be better than just okay to be happy. Here's another thing. When I get to my goal weight, I'll be happy. I'll be happy then. Not till then. I have to weigh 150 and then I'll be dancing with joy. The trouble with that is we are in a constant battle forever with our weight. We're going to go up, we're going to go down. We're going to go up, we're going to go down. The goal is not to go too far up. It's really funny because I told you I was beating myself up badly, very badly, about gaining weight. And then this one member who's new said, you know, you give us those links to the blog, but I never really looked at the blog. And I went to the blog, and oh my gosh, I saw your before picture. She said, tonight, she says, you really are a success story. And I'm thinking, what? I'm a success story? I feel like a big, fat failure. And she's looking at me saying, you're a success story. And I'm thinking, I can accept that and say, wait a minute, I don't weigh 371. Wait a minute, I had some problems, I have some issues, but we're talking about it, we're dealing with it. That's the first step, isn't it? Isn't it the first step? Mm-hmm. So I think I don't have to be at my goal weight to be happy. It's a goal. Just like being a good person's a goal, because if you get out of bed, that goal is still very difficult. You know, okay, I'm out of bed, there's all these people I've got to deal with, you know. When I find true love, then I will be happy. I can't really speak to that, but you think just because I have a happy marriage, that I love my husband more than life itself, that I didn't kiss a lot of toads? And have a lot of issues? Oh my gosh. So I used to think that. I used to think if I don't have true love and someone who loves me, my life is a failure, etc. The thing is, the love, there's so many different kinds of love. My two nephews, great nephews, came over last night because their grandfather, my brother-in-law, had to drop off something at the house. They love me and Bob as if we were, I mean, you think great uncle, great aunt. It sounds like out there, doesn't it? And they're like, hugs, kisses, hugs, kisses. That's love. That's love, you know, and it's a beautiful thing. If I have a fulfilled life, then I will never be unhappy. There's always something to make you unhappy, especially if you watch Lester Holt at 6 o'clock at night. Because I can tell you, there is a lot to be unhappy about. But here's the real rub. Sometimes you're unhappy about nothing at all. Sometimes everything's going great, and you're very unhappy. And you're like, what? Why? And I call it the other shoe syndrome. Because I'm happy now, but you just wait. That phone's going to ring, something's going to happen, I'm going to get something in the mail. Then you're waiting for it. Okay, I'm ready. What's going to happen that I'm not going to be happy? If I don't constantly seek happiness, then I will be sad. The thing is, sometimes people think you know, one of the worst things they did in the Constitution was say what was it? The life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
That was the Declaration of Independence.
All right, thank Mary Ellen, I count on you to keep me straight. It's the Declaration of Independence. Hey, I didn't even know the capital of Australia last night, and I think I'm pretty smart. I'm an idiot. All right, yell out the capital of Australia, everybody.
Queensland.
They yelled it out. Canberra.
Did you watch Jeopardy last night? Yes, that's why. That's why she knew it. All right, but anyway, my point is, you say the pursuit of happiness, and if you pursue it, that seems like you're chasing it, doesn't it? We're supposed to just live our lives joy, Jesus, others, you. When life is normal again, I'll be happy. I don't know if life is going to get normal again. I think there'll be a different version of our lives. And we just have to do the best we can. Now, I'm segueing right to surprising weight loss tips. And look what this article says. That work. So we believe it because it's in this article, right? Okay. It says sleep in a cold room. Well, it says setting the thermostat 10 degrees lower. Our thermostat doesn't go higher than 64. So does that mean we're supposed to sleep in a 54-degree room?
I can't sleep anymore.
I mean, we just don't. I grew up, and my mother, to this day, my mother has her heat on 62. This is, my kids used to go to their friend's house for overnights and go, it was fun, but it was so hot, Mom. I think I saw the 7 on that thing. It said like 7.2 or something. We just aren't hot. But anyway, if you're sleeping and you're too hot, have it be a little colder. And I love this. Sleep is part of the weight loss process. So we're going to change the new Pray It Off mantra. Remember, I changed it from eat less to eat healthy, move more, pray, and sleep. So I think there's many of you who are like, I can do that. I don't know about the move more. I can pray and sleep, Ellen. How about that? So 2 out of 4 is not bad. So let's increase the sleep. And then the tech. We are living in a real tech society, and I can text my kids any time of the day or night, and they will answer me. Answer me. Yeah, right? Isn't it true? I can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, text my daughter in Las Vegas, and then I'm like, honey, da-da-da-da, and she's like, da-da-da-da-da. I go, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I was going to go to the bathroom. That's what she always says. Because it's, what is it there, 2 o'clock in the morning or something? So, but I think there's too much tech. This is one that I think we can all do too. When we have food cravings, we tap our forehead. Let's go.
What?
Oh my gosh, I haven't eaten all day and I'm going to be going home for dinner, but I'm not even hungry now. We can try it, okay? Now, number 5, I am not even going to tell this group to do. Take a break from dieting, because believe me, no one in this group is starving. I have not written on anyone's log, you need to eat more. Have I ever written that on anyone's log here? I did write, there's one person I made them quit because they were overboard. I said, I really think, this group is not for you because, they were too thin and they were starving themselves, and that gets to the point where it's like some sort of weight loss, issue. You know what I mean? But nobody in this room I'm writing eat more on, okay? So I'm going to stop right there, Bobby.